This is Soul Sense Empowerment by Estar. Heal your mind and body, elevate your spirit, empower you.
Today's video was inspired by a declaration from a woman I met at a recent workshop. The woman looked at me in the eyes and said something I'll never forget. She said, "Imagine I can't look at myself in the mirror and say I love you and mean it. It feels like a lie. It feels fake." And she's not alone, because most of us confuse self-love with conceit. But here is the truth. Self-love is a healthy appreciation and acceptance of yourself, your strengths, your challenges, your flaws, while conceit is an excessive belief in your own importance, talents, or values, and feelings of superiority over others. Self-love isn't pride, it's not vanity. Self-love is remembering who you truly are, even in your mess, even in your grief, even when your inner critic is screaming all sorts of things. Let's talk about what real self-love looks like and how to return to it. So we are going to start with that moment when you stand in front of the mirror and try to say, "I love you." How do you feel? Does your chest feel tight? Does your voice tremble? Do you look away? Does your inner critic scream, "Who are you kidding?" etc.? Because majority of us were raised to believe love has to be earned through perfection, through performance, through proving, through sacrifice. But if love must be earned, then it can't be love. It's approval or obligation, and approval disappears the moment you fall short. That's why it feels like a lie. And here is another higher truth. Love doesn't abandon you when you're messy. Only the ego does that. The part of you that feels unworthy of love isn't your soul or spirit, it's your conditioning. It's how you were brought up. Let's consider self-love and self-conceit. Most people fear that loving themselves means being arrogant, but conceit is ego. It says, "I'm better than you." Self-love, on the other hand, says, "I am one with you because I am one with the divine. I am one with God." Conceit separates while self-love connects. It's not about seeing yourself as above others. It's about seeing the divinity within you and therefore the divinity in others. In metaphysics, we call this the principle of divine identity. Whatever follows "I am" creates your reality. So if you say, "I am unworthy," you are misusing spiritual power to create a lie. But if you say, "I am love," or "I am willing to love," you activate a higher truth. And the universe responds not to your perfection, but to your alignment. One of the biggest lies we've been fed is that loving yourself makes you arrogant. So let's break that now. Arrogance is rooted in fear. It says, "I need to be better than you so I can feel okay about myself." But real self-love is rooted in oneness. It says, "I am divine, just like you. We are all connected." In the book of Exodus, when Moses asks God for his name, what does God say to him? "I am that I am." That wasn't just a label, it was a spiritual teaching. I am is the name of divine identity. So every time you say, "I am ugly," or "I am not enough," you are misusing that power of the divine. But when you say, "I am love," you're returning to who you've always been. You are not inflating your ego, you are coming back home to your true identity. Even philosophers like David K. Clarke have spoken on this. In his essay, Philosophical Reflections on Self-Worth and Self-Love, he explains, denying your worth isn't humility, it's a spiritual distortion. That genuine self-love is ethically and spiritually necessary, because without it, we can't grow, we can't empower ourselves. Think about that. If you believe you're worthless, how can you trust yourself to change? You are not being selfish when you love yourself. You are being truthful. You are recognizing your true divinity. So how do we love ourselves for real, especially when it feels impossible or forceful? Here is what I tell my clients. Number one, start with honesty. Don't force the I love you if it feels fake. Try something else like, I want to love you, or I'm willing to learn to love you. That's real, that's powerful. You are in a relationship with yourself for the rest of your life, even the parts you don't like. They are not going anywhere. Which leads to the second thing I tell my clients. Meet your shadow with love and light. You can't heal what you dislike or don't love about yourself. In metaphysical truth, you don't cast out darkness, you dissolve it with light. So instead of rejecting or ignoring your pain or parts of you that you don't love, speak to them. Wrap them in compassion and kindness. Say, even this part of me deserves love. When shame shows up, the insecurity, the regret, the pain, don't push it down. Don't fix it. Just say, I see you, you are still mine, and I love you anyway. That's how the shadow softens. That's how healing begins. Number three, affirm your true nature. As a spiritual being, I love expressing through human form. I'm not my mistakes, I'm the light that sees them and heals them. The universe doesn't see your flaws, it only sees your essence. Self-love is choosing to align with that. Number four, watch your I ams. Because what follows I am follows you. Remember, I am is divine identity. Remember what we said earlier in the book of Exodus when Moses asked God for his name? God said, I am that I am. So say, I am healing. I am learning. I am love, even when I forget. Speak life over yourself, even in the middle of the mess, in the middle of pain. Instead of something like, I am depressed, maybe say, I feel depressed, but I'm healing. There is no separation between you and the divine, only the illusion of it. You are never disconnected. Real self-love isn't about becoming something more or something else. It's about remembering who you've always been, a sacred expression of love, of God, a spiritual being having human experiences right now as you are. So before we finish this video, let me leave you with a self-loving process that's changed my life and those of some of my clients. Number one, make a list of everything you love about someone else. It could be a friend, a sister, a child, a partner, or a teacher. Share it with them if you want. Let it bless them. Let it remind them of who they are. Then, here's the real work. Give yourself everything on that list and realize what you love in them is also alive in you. You've probably just forgotten. And when you own it, when you live from it, you're not borrowing someone else's light. You're finally letting your own light shine. And then do one more thing. Tonight or tomorrow, stand in front of a mirror and whisper, I am willing to learn to love you. That one sentence will start to rewire your subconscious. Because when you shift how you see yourself, the whole world starts to mirror it back. The mirror doesn't lie. It simply reflects your beliefs, whether they are true or false. When you shift from I am not enough to I am worthy of love, the world changes. Not because the mirror changed, but because you finally looked at yourself through God's eyes. You are already loved by the divine, by God. It's time to let that truth land inside your heart. That's how healing begins. That's how true divine identity begins to emerge from you. So if this moved you, share it, send it to someone who's forgotten their true worth, and tell me in the comments, what part of you are you ready to stop rejecting and start loving? I'll read each and every one of them. In gratitude, bye for now.